Let's move to that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, who was left scratching his head and drinking tequila when the Packers drafted Jordan Love in the first round. Matt LaFleur caused more confusion, saying recently he wants Rodgers in Green Bay for a really long time. Well, our very own Jay Glazer says the Packers might even have a bigger issue, as they, quote, might have Aaron Rodgers fatigue? I'm joined once again by my guys, Mark Schlereth and LaVar Arrington. LaVar, I'm going to start with you, big bro. Would you blame the Packers if they had Aaron Rodgers fatigue?
No, I wouldn't blame the Packers, but I would blame LaFleur, all right? And I'm blaming the coach because the only reason why this type of narrative would ever become a real topic and a real issue to be discussed with Aaron Rodgers' body of work would be from someone who doesn't understand it from being there. And I think that this is a classic case of a new coach feeling a certain type of way and making sure that as you're walking, you're throwing down seeds and making sure that you throw enough down that maybe some of them will grow and won't get ate up by bugs or by birds and different things like that. So I don't think I blame the Packers because I don't think this is a Packers feeling. I think this is a new head coach's feeling that's taking place with this thought process. So I blame the head coach.
I'm going to go even bigger scale, and I'm going to say I do, in fact, blame the Packers, LaVar, because how do you have Aaron Rodgers fatigue? Do you have fatigue of winning? Do you have fatigue of success?
Right.
Do you have fatigue of 10-win seasons? Like, somebody has to make this make sense for me. Talk about this. Since 2008, Aaron Rodgers, top 5 winning percentage of all quarterbacks. The names on that list, you ask. Peyton Manning, Hall of Famer. Tom Brady, Hall of Famer. Russell Wilson, Hall of Fame. Ben Roethlisberger, Hall of Fame. So Aaron Rodgers is on a list with the elite. Aaron Rodgers, since he got into the league, all-time passer rating leader. One of 2 players over the last decade to win multiple MVPs. So to have Aaron Rodgers fatigue is seemingly mindless. Now, I'm going to keep it real with y'all because that's what we do here on Speak. Aaron Rodgers is a headache. I get that. But most greats are typically headaches. The dude has had family issues we've heard about and haven't heard about. The dude has had all types of drama. Dude comes with a big ego. But when you think about all the greats, what greats don't come with an ego? Tom Brady, before he ever had this new social media manager and started busting all these jokes on Twitter and IG, nobody really liked him all that much either. He was throwing his helmet here. He was breaking his iPad there. So Aaron Rodgers, sure, may he be a problem? A little bit. But sometimes winning, it comes with a small headache. Pop you a Tylenol, pop you an Advil, and you keep winning these 10-win seasons and keep it moving.
Indeed.
Yeah, all I know is Aaron Rodgers can play. And when you can play, you know what? You put up with a headache or two.
Fact.
Do they have fatigue? Of course they have fatigue. You know, I'll go back to Peyton Manning when he came to Denver. I had a coach tell me the thing about playing with or coaching Peyton Manning is he is such a stickler for details that he never stops. And if you block something a certain way, he'll say, are we going to do it that way every time? We're going to do it that way in October, November, December, January. Is that the way we're going to do it? And he'll pester you until you change it to the way he wants it done. Or he'll just say, hey, wait a minute. Whoa. Back in September, we did it this way. You said we're going to do it this way. You can't change now. He'll pester you into just essentially going, okay, Peyton, what is it that you want? When you have that much experience, and I know this about the offense that he's playing in right now, there are a lot of call it and run it principles to that offense. Aaron Rodgers is going, wait a minute, I've played in this league forever. When I see something I want to change, I should have the freedom to change it regardless of what the call from the head coach was. So I understand the fatigue aspect of that. You put up with that when your quarterback is that skilled and that talented, and you find a way to make that work because he's Aaron freaking Rodgers, for crying out loud.
Make it work. Well, speaking of headaches, let's move on to Antonio Brown, whose next destination could be in Baltimore. Now, Lamar Jackson, reigning MVP, already said he was still hoping the Ravens would sign AB. Now AB's own cousin, Marquise Hollywood Brown, star receiver for the Ravens, he said, quote, I feel like he could fit in this locker room. Now, AB is still facing an 8-game suspension when the 2020 season starts. LaVar, we going back to you. Are the Ravens the best fit for Antonio Brown?
They're a great fit, but not the best fit. I look at the youth on that Ravens team, and listen, Lamar Jackson is from Florida. AB is an iconic figure from Florida. And when you think about possibly what that could bring in terms of the influence of AB being there, I do not say this as a detracting statement to Lamar and his ability to lead and where he's at. I just think having more of a veteran, savvy, established guy in the league to go along with that solid organization that you have is Seattle. I think a guy like AB would have his best fit with a guy like Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson as the leaders of a team. And I think that it would create a balance for him. I think it would be a safe place for him. And I think the environment would give him the opportunity to thrive and really kind of continue to find himself.
See, LaVar, I like where you were going with that, but you're wrong. Because if you think about Seattle, it's like mixing oil and water when you talk about Russell Wilson and AB. You saw Russell Wilson's video yesterday. Corny as can be. Now, dude can still throw tugs, but dude is kind of corny at times. When you think about Baltimore, that whole city, that whole swagger, that whole style, it fits and it meshes with AB.
Could be a problem.
It could be, but it could be a dream.
Corny could be good.
Who else, bro?
Could be good.
Who else can corral AB, I feel like, than a team that's already allowed to be themselves? Not only Lamar, not only Hollywood, not only Mark Ingram, but I think of Harbaugh. Over the course of Harbaugh's coaching career, think of the cast of characters he has to corral to win a championship. A man by the name of Ray Lewis. Then you got T. Sizzle. Then you got probably the best field goal kicker all time in Justin Tucker, who I played with in college, and the dude sings opera in the shower, literally. So you're talking about a coach in Harbaugh, who has found a way to let his cast of characters be them and play at a high level. Now you look at the team this past year. Lamar Jackson, he hasn't changed. Hollywood, he hasn't changed. Mark Ingram, he hasn't changed. I do think that Baltimore might actually be the most ideal fit for AB, because it's a place and a team that not only needs his production on the field. I think 42% of Lamar's passes were targeted to tight ends last year. So Lamar needs the help. AB can provide the help. And then within the locker room, I think that might be one of 2 to 3 locker room cultures. And I'll give you the Seahawks as another one. That might be one of 2 to 3 locker room cultures that actually will be a place where AB can survive and thrive.
I would agree with that aspect of it. I think it's a horrible fit, but I agree with it from the John Harbaugh aspect or even the Pete Carroll aspect. And can that locker room handle an AB, and can it be a great place for him to thrive? Absolutely. Until they run it 52 times and throw it 13 times. And then I would say to you, what's going to happen now? I create videos for my crew when I'm calling games for Fox. And one of the things I did is I created a video of this offense, and I call it a heavy spread offense. And one of the things they do, I'll split a line right down the middle from the center, and there'll be a pretty balanced formation, right? You'll have 5 guys on one side, 5 guys on the other, and a deep safety in the middle of the football field. And all of a sudden, Baltimore will shift the tight end, motion a receiver over there, and then next thing you know, they've got 6 on 4 or 7 on 5 on that side. That's what they do. They do it as well or better than anybody else. So to me, I look at that and go, what happens when all of a sudden Antonio Brown, he may have 4 catches, and it may be for, 4 for 4 for 112 yards and a touchdown, but he's only getting 4 targets. I don't think that sits well with Antonio Brown over a course of, 6, 7, 8 weeks. So I don't think the fit with what they're doing offensively is a fit for Antonio Brown.
Well, here's where I actually disagree with you. Remember, AB early in his career, I think he had things confused, right? When he was in Pittsburgh, I think AB thought he was the star. He thought it was about him jumping on goalposts, doing this, doing that. But really, it was Big Ben's team. There's no confusion about whose team it is now in Baltimore with the Ravens. Reigning NFL MVP. It's Lamar Jackson's team. Envy and jealousy, they would come if you see another receiver balling, Mark, but AB's not going to see another receiver balling. If anybody balling, it's going to be Mark Andrews or one of them tight ends. So I actually think that it helps AB to be on a team where, yes, there's only one football, but that one football is in the hands of the MVP. There's not going to be any discrepancy. There's not going to be any misunderstanding about whose team it is. We all know it's Lamar Jackson's team.
So when Mark Andrews has more catches than AB, he's fine with that.
I think
Wrong.
I think he's more fine than that. He's more fine with that than when another receiver goes out there and gets the 15 targets, because the name of the Baltimore's game is feed the running game, throw the ball between the hashes to the tight ends. Lamar Jackson don't even complete passes really outside the hashes. I think he's more fine with that.
I hear you, training wheels. I hear you, baby boy. Go ahead and do it.
They coming off today.